Somebody shot my dad. I get the killer mentality. I come from murder and tragedy. Single burn home and family. Do this shit for my whole family. I'ma go get me a Grammy. You know that I'm missing you, granny. Backbone to my whole family. I got this time for the family.
So this the last. I mean, let's check out another question because we're gonna get into and we're gonna shift gears into another part of the show in a minute, which I think you might find interesting. So last question I want to ask before we transition into that. So do you think it really comes down to money? Because a lot of things that we're saying you don't necessarily need money for, but you do need money to support people that want to get engaged in the work. So when you hear people talk about defund the police or taking $15 million out of the DC budget, to fund programs, what's your feelings about that?
I believe that money most definitely plays a part because when we say we want to do something, we need to have the funding to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to go out and do the intervention work or to be active in the community, you don't need a dollar. You can do that for free. It don't cost nothing to go out here and try to talk to somebody, especially somebody that you already know and you know that they in the midst of doing some crazy stuff. That's free. That should be, self-preservation should be nature. You feel what I'm saying? As far as taking the money from the police department, hey man, if they choose to take it, if it goes to the right places and it make a difference, I'm all for it. But if they think that they just gonna cold-blooded 100% defund the police, like that's crazy. That's ludicrous,
Mm-hmm.
right? Man, it'd be anarchy, right? Every man for himself. Everybody, like I said, isn't built for that. So then you'll have predator and prey. So that's some of the people that's yelling defund the police or we don't need the police will be some of the victims.
Exactly.
So the reality is, you like I said, you got to have balance. As I said when I initially started, the police make balance, right? It keeps the taxpayer from having to go out here and try to be a Western. They try to go out here and be a gunslinger, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
pay taxes and you're not a street dude, my thing is call the police. That's what you pay taxes
Mm-hmm.
for.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm 100% grew up in the street. Don't come off that porch with no pistol trying to talk crazy to me. I'm gonna bust your ass. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know what you gonna do to me,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So
It
let me
ain't because I want to be a
follow up on
gangster.
that question, Bowie. So if the average citizen, because I think a lot of people get it twisted what snitching is. So if I'm an average citizen paying taxes and I call the police because something is going on my step or on my block that's just not cool, am I a snitch?
Nah, you ain't a snitch. That's what you're supposed to do. Right?
Mm-hmm.
A snitch in the street form of fashion is a person that can see and choose to break the law and run these streets, and then choose once they are caught or the situation doesn't fall in their favor to cooperate with the police. And that don't mean you got locked up. You could be a street dude, and if your peoples get killed on the street, and now you want to go down to the homicide branch, you snitch.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because you was lawless until it was your peoples. Everybody yelling at gangsters until it's your peoples at your doorstep,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then this ain't right, but it was all right when it was a little Ray brother. It was all right when it was Tanya's sister, right? It was all right when it was Mike uncle. You feel what I'm saying? So like people don't know the definition, and it's been distorted so bad that you calling the old lady or the man to go to work and is
Right.
paying his taxes and this playing with his son in his front yard a snitch. How? He's not a gangster. That man is not a gangster. He never perpetuated to be a gangster, and he's never got an illegal dollar in his life.
Mm-hmm.
The most money he ever seen at one time was on his income tax check, and it wasn't even cash money. It was a check.
Yo, preach,
Mm-hmm.
bro.
So
Exactly.
let's talk real facts. Like
Fact. That's
those are
fact.
facts. You feel what I'm saying? So
Fact.
like when I was breaking the law, I had an understanding that when I seen certain people walking through the block, we knew to get the fuck out of the way
Mm-hmm.
because we knew that she was going to call the police. We didn't do nothing to her or we didn't do nothing to him. We just made sure that we respected him. If I was making a play and a person was walking through, hold up real quick, let them walk past. Because I know what it's going to entail. If I do something in front of them, they going in the house to call the police. They law abiding citizens. You feel what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
gotta allow them to be law abiding citizens. They are the ones that's funding the police. You got guys out here that's in the street yelling defund the police. I understand they might be in your way. That's police. The more you can do what you want to do. But for the law abiding citizen, man, listen, 911 is for you. Call 911. Don't come out the house like you John Wayne, because the way the new article gonna read is Thug kills civilian.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Civilian kills Thug, right? That's the only way it's gonna play out.
There it is. So we're going to transition a little bit, and this segment of the show is new. We call it Untitled. We're going to show you a clip, and then I want to get your feedback and like